Here is a scene that has played out at airport gates for years, and it is costing ordinary travelers a fortune. Your flight gets cancelled. Or it gets pushed back hours, or moved to a different airport. You walk up to the counter, frustrated and tired, and a friendly agent slides something across to you and says, "I can give you a $300 travel credit right now to make up for this." And it sounds generous. It has a dollar amount. It feels like they are taking care of you. So you say yes. And in that single moment, you may have just handed the airline back money that was legally yours in cash. Because here is what almost nobody at that gate knows. The rules changed. As of late 2024, there is a federal rule in force right now that says when an airline cancels or significantly changes your flight, they owe you an automatic cash refund to your original form of payment. Not a voucher. Not a credit that expires. Cash, back to the card you paid with, and you are not even required to ask for it. And by the end of this video, you will understand this rule better than the person standing behind that counter, because they are absolutely counting on you not knowing it changed. Stay with me to the end, because there is a specific phrase, a few exact words, that instantly moves your request out of the runaround and onto the desk of the people who actually have to pay you. I will give you those exact words near the end. Let's get into it. First, let's be clear about what actually changed, because this is the heart of it. For years, every airline got to make up its own rules about refunds. One airline would call a 3-hour delay a refundable disruption. Another would quietly call the same thing an operational adjustment and offer you nothing but a voucher. You, the passenger, were left to navigate a maze, sit on hold for hours, and often just give up and take the credit. That era is over. In 2024, the Department of Transportation created one single national standard that every airline flying to, from, or within the United States must follow. And the biggest change of all is one word: automatic. The burden is no longer on you to chase your money. The airline is now required to issue the refund on its own, without you jumping through a single hoop. So the first thing you need to know is exactly when this kicks in, because the rule is specific. You are entitled to that automatic cash refund in two main situations. The first is simple. If the airline cancels your flight, for any reason, and you do not accept a rebooking or a voucher, you get your money back. For any reason. It does not matter if it was weather, mechanical, staffing, anything. A cancelled flight that you do not rebook means a refund is owed. The second situation is the one that catches people, and it is called a significant change. For the first time, the government actually defined that phrase in plain numbers, so write these down. For a domestic flight, it is a significant change if your departure or arrival moves by 3 hours or more. For an international flight, the number is 6 hours or more. It also counts as a significant change if they switch your departure or arrival to a different airport, if they add connections to your trip, or, and this one matters, if they downgrade you to a lower class of service than you paid for. If any of that happens, and you decide you do not want to fly the new version of the trip, you are owed a refund to your original payment. Now here is the trap, and this is the whole reason this video exists. The rule gives you a choice, and the airline is trained to push you toward the choice that is cheaper for them. When your flight falls apart, they will offer you alternatives first. A rebooking. A travel credit. A voucher. Frequent flyer miles. And here is the key thing to understand. If you accept any of those, you have given up your right to the cash refund. The refund becomes automatic only when you decline what they are offering. So that friendly $300 credit is not a gift on top of your rights. It is the thing they hope you take instead of your rights. You are allowed to say no. You can simply say, "I don't want a voucher or a credit. I'd like the refund to my original form of payment." That sentence protects your money. The third thing you need to know is that this is not only about the ticket price. The rule reaches further than most people realize. If you paid extra for a service and the airline failed to deliver it, that fee is refundable too. Paid for a specific seat and got moved? That fee comes back. Paid for in-flight Wi-Fi that did not work? Refundable. Paid to check a bag and that bag was significantly delayed, meaning more than 12 hours after a domestic flight, you are owed that checked bag fee back. These are the small charges people never think to reclaim, and they add up. The fourth thing is about speed, because a refund you wait 6 months for is its own kind of insult, and the rule addresses exactly that. Once the refund is owed, the airline has a hard deadline. If you paid by credit card, they must process the refund within 7 business days. If you paid another way, like a debit card or cash, the window is 20 calendar days. These are not suggestions. If an airline blows past those deadlines, that is a violation you can report. And that brings me to the words I promised you, the ones that change everything. If you are getting the runaround, if an agent keeps steering you toward a voucher or says a refund is not possible, you say this, calmly and clearly. Under the DOT automatic refund rule, I am entitled to a refund to my original form of payment, and I do not accept a voucher or credit. Put it in writing if you can, in an email or the airline's app, because that exact language tends to route your request away from a frontline script reader and toward the compliance team that actually knows the airline is on the hook. And if they still refuse, your final move is to file a complaint with the Department of Transportation directly, through their Aviation Consumer Protection website. Those complaints are tracked, and airlines have paid enormous penalties for ignoring this rule. Now, one honest caveat so you use this rule the smart way, and so you are never caught off guard. This rule gives you your ticket money back. It does not, by itself, force the airline to pay for your hotel, your meals, or cash compensation for your lost time. Many airlines have made separate promises to cover those things for delays within their control, and you can check those on the government's flightrights.gov site, but that is a different protection from the refund itself. And one more current detail worth knowing. There has been a narrow, temporary pause on enforcement for one very specific situation involving flights that only changed their flight number, while the government finalizes that definition. That narrow pause does not touch the broad protection we have been talking about, your right to a refund for genuine cancellations and significant delays. That is fully in force right now. So let's bring it all together before you go. 1. The rules changed in 2024. Refunds for canceled or significantly changed flights are now automatic and must be in cash to your original payment, not a voucher. 2. A significant change has a precise meaning. 3 or more hours domestic, 6 or more international, a different airport, added connections, or a downgrade. 3. The catch. The cash refund is yours only if you decline the rebooking, the credit, and the voucher. Do not sign away your money for a credit that expires. 4. It also covers extra fees you paid for and did not receive, including a checked bag fee if your bag is badly delayed. 5. They must pay you within 7 business days on a credit card, 20 calendar days otherwise. And the magic words, if you hit a wall. Under the DOT automatic refund rule, I want a refund to my original form of payment, and I do not accept a voucher. None of this is hidden. It is federal law, in effect today. But the airline employee offering you that voucher has every reason in the world to let you believe the credit is the best you can do. It is not. The traveler who knows this rule walks away with cash back on their card. The traveler who does not walks away with a credit they will probably never fully use. Now you know the difference. And if even one part of this saves you or someone you love from signing away their own money, do one thing before you go. Share this with someone who flies, especially someone who tends to just accept whatever the airline offers, because the next time a flight falls apart on them, this is the rule that puts their money back where it belongs. Safe travels.